Hey everyone, welcome back to the shop. Let's change the camera a little bit here. There we go. Oh, and let's tilt the camera up a little bit here. Again, I did have this shot set up really nicely. So, moving stuff from the black car to the purple car, we're gonna do the header tonight, and I hope everyone's having an awesome weekend. It's super hot and super. It's just heat index of like 110 today, but got a lot of stuff done. I did a whole ton of stuff. I'll grab the camera and show you. Early this morning when it was cooler out, and got a ton of stuff. As you can see, this Miata engine is basically stripped out. The valve covers at the powder coater. The exhaust is right here. The intake and throttle body are right here. So got a ton of stuff done. We're going to do transfers. The reason we're not doing the intake tonight is because I need new fuel line. The send and return fuel lines from that are on the fuel injector rail are a little bit of crack, a little bit of Ohio. So we're going to try and get rid of those, or try and get rid of that by putting new fuel lines on. The other thing I want to do is do power grip clamps instead of the spring clamps for the fuel line. So I need to get new fuel line, and I need to make sure that I have enough power grip clamps to do those. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 connections. And I did cut off of power grips earlier. I'm trying to show it to you guys. This is one of the power grips. You can just take alcohol and get rid of the label on there. But I don't know, how do you do that? I'm not the fingertippy AMSR guys. This thing is like, it's like hard plastic, like ABS plastic. It's really hard. Let's see who's here. Oh, hey, Nikki. Hey, these are power grips. We should put these on the Subaru. Your Subaru can use these guys. They're great. They're super heavy duty heat shrink. When they get hot, they actually get tighter. So they're perfect for engine bays. And this one got cut off when I took the intake off. It's part of the EGR tube back here. So, the booster tube. So we'll do a new one of those as well. I'll show you guys what came off the car and what came off the black car, what's going to go on the purple car. So give me a second here. Move the camera around. And like I said, we're just going to do the header tonight. So we're going to take the header off of the purple car. I'll show you how to do all of that. And then we're going to put the new header on. So you're getting an off and an on. Even though we have two different cars, it's easier just to show you how to do it on one car because this header is going to go back on there. So let me grab the camera. I'll show you guys the stuff that came off. Of course, you don't come off smoothly. So here's all the stuff. We have, I was going to grab the pointer, but I'll just bring you guys down here with me. Hang on a sec. Just so I can see. Stop moving. So here's our intake plenum. And this still has a bunch of the EGR stuff on it. And this is our throttle body right here. I'm trying to balance on my toes while I'm doing this. This is our fuel rail, which is also cerakoted. These are all of our fuel injectors. And these are our spacers. There is our header. And this has also been cerakoted. Because this gets hot a lot, like regularly, there's a little bit of corrosion starting to come through. Like I said, Ohio can do some amazing things to metal. None of them are good. So you can see the corrosion starting down there at the flange. That's just, I mean, if this was in any other state below I-70, it would actually be okay. We have all of our nuts and bolts. Here's one thing that was actually pretty amazing to see was this is the strut support for the intake manifold. So this goes to the engine block right here, and these two guys go to the intake manifold. When I say two guys, there's only one bolt there because that one sheared off in the accident. So here is the other half of the bolt, and you can tell he got sheared off. He's supposed to go right here, and yeah. So it's pretty amazing that this just sheared itself off. That was the big thing. This guy was still tight. He was okay, but the way the car twisted and the engine twisted, that guy got cut. So we're going to focus on the header, and we're going to check. I think the header gasket on the original car is going to be okay. If we need to, we can reuse that header gasket. I'd really like to not order a new one. And these are the fuel lines that I was talking about earlier. We're going to replace these. And then actually, this is a crimp clamp, so we might leave this crimp clamp here. But these screw clamps and these spring clamps are going to go away. This is just protective shielding because it's right by the engine block, which gets really hot. So most of these parts we're going to save and reuse. The fuel injectors are going to be saved, but we're going to use the original fuel injectors that are in the purple car because they work just perfectly. There's no reason to replace them. So I'm going to bring you guys closer. Grab a light, and we're going to get into this engine bay. I'm going to have you guys stand on the side, sort of on the side of the car. I'll try and get you the best view possible because I'm going to be moving around this a whole bunch. So I'll try and drop you down here. And this thing just wants to spin. It doesn't really care where it goes as long as it gets to spin. So we have to remove the cold air intake, our intake tube, and then this has a heat shield on it. The OEM version has a heat shield on it. So we'll have to take that heat shield off, and then we can take the header off. I also have an EGR down there, which is really kind of a pain to get to. An EGR tube that goes all the way around the backside of the engine over to that opposite side. And I kind of cheated when I had all of the tools out. I took the flange bolts off. So that's the only thing that I'm not going to show you guys because I didn't want to bring the camera underneath the car and show you how to do that. But you need a bunch of extensions, and for the top one, you can actually use just a regular open-ended wrench and take that off. So we'll get this stuff off really quick, and then we'll get right to the header. So give me a second to grab a light and a 10 and a 12. 10, 12. Extension. And I'm going to zip these guys. I hope you guys don't mind a little bit of noise. That guy is fully charged. This guy is about to get fully charged. So bring some light in on the situation. That should be a little bit better, right? Oh, we need an 8 for these. So let's get a long 8. Get those off. Whoa. I think he was barely on there because he knew he was coming off. So we also have to get rid of the cruise control, or not get rid of it, but we have to unattach it from this. So easiest way to do that is just get it up and out of the way. Put it over here. That way when you close your hood, you don't miss it. We also have a hose clamp over here. This guy just slips off. He is just a vent port. It's not under a ton of pressure. Spring clamp. Slide him down. And then he should come off of here. So that's the hose we want to get rid of. There's the hose clamp. This guy just slides right off. Like I said, this car has the Super Miata block-off plate. So there's actually no neck here. And I'm kind of bummed they do it in orange, but that's their color. That's their thing. So however they want to do it. My watch is telling me to take a moment. We don't need pliers anymore. Put this back. So we have our intake tube off. We need to unplug our MAF. because we're just going to take this out as an assembly. Set that wire out of the way. And then we have a 10, 2 10s and a 12 back here. So we're done with this 8. We can put him away for now. Come around behind you guys. I think I can flex this enough. Nope, got him a little bit too tight right there, didn't we? That guy came right out. Okay, we'll save him. Let's try this guy again. Sorry for the loud noise. Let's try going tight. There he goes. Okay. Sometimes it helps to go tight and then loose, just to break that free, even though it should have been broken free. And then we have a 12 right here. This is going to come out as an assembly. And this thing is really long, and I didn't want to lose that screw, but we did. Put it in our Miata tool tray and take out our whole assembly. So set this off to the side on our nice, soft, comfy padding. And if we want, we can put our bolts back here so we don't lose them. And it looks like that oil or that air filter was leaking some oil here, so we'll get that cleaned up too. Now, of course, you have a huge warning here that says hot. This is the exhaust. It's so hot. Okay, yeah, we get it. No shit, it's hot. These are all 10 millimeters, and there should be a third one here, but there isn't. There should be another one here, but there isn't, and there should be one here, but there isn't. These things, because they heat cycle so heavy, they go so hot, so cold, so hot, so cold. Sometimes they just fall out. Sometimes they break off in there, but the heat shield is nice if you don't have any other heat protection in here. So we're going to take this heat shield off because we're not going to use it anymore. Oh, and we're missing one back here too. So we only have one nut down there and 2 bolts up here. So I'm going to wipe up this oil here, or whatever it was. So now when I'm working on this and taking parts apart and stuff, I'm trying to clean up whatever was underneath it. Just makes, a cleaner car is a happier car. It's a lighter car. And it makes my OCD feel good. So we're just going to do a wrench and some 10 mils with this. And I think for the one down there, I'm going to need a just open-ended wrench. And I'm probably going to need this other light, but we'll get to that in a second. So this area is affectionately known as the tool tray in Miatas. You just got to be kind of careful because you can lose stuff up there. See, this guy was in there finger tight. So they heat cycle and they kind of just pop right out. Yeah, this guy's the same way. I probably could have I didn't really even need a wrench with this. So those 2 guys. And then, like I said, there's usually another one here, 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 here. But you can tell this is extremely loose right now. We have one further down. I'm going to grab a light and see if I can figure out the best way to get to that guy. The heat shield is kind of, I would say, kind of necessary on a... Okay, so we have 2 down here. We have 1 nut back here and 1 nut back here. So let me see if I can get to this guy first. He wasn't finger tight, but he was pretty loose. And I really don't want to lose that nut or that bolt. This is a bolt, I think. So I'm going to get it most of the way out, and then I'm going to hold it by hand, because that way I'm almost guaranteed to drop it. So there we go. Yeah, he's just a nut. Sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't. I'm just going to set these guys on the ground for now. And then we have one more all the way down here at the bottom. He is also a nut. Don't know if I'm going to be able to get the wrench in there. Nope. So we'll try the combination wrench. Sorry, I got a lot of stuff in my way, and I'm hunched over this car like crazy. So get that on there. And yeah, this guy is also super loose. And also a pro tip, pull your negative battery terminal whenever you're working in the engine bay. It keeps you from arc welding on the starter, like I did last night with taking the intake manifold off. I just let one of the wrench extensions slip just a little bit, and he touched, and that was that. So that was a quick weld that I really didn't want to do. We're going to put this 10 away, and then we're going to get a short 10. See if we can get in there a little shorter one. So yeah, there are advantages to being tall, and there are disadvantages to being tall. One of them is having to hunch over very low cars. Okay, now I have steering in the way or a power steering line. So there's technically not enough room to move a wrench down there, and it's too tight for me to move by hand. So they really pack this stuff in there, and a lot of it is also pre-assembled. You're not really supposed to do this, and it's not something that they regularly account for. Ding dong's taking their stuff apart, right? So get a little bit of heat corrosion on here that I'm trying to thread past. So come on, buddy. There we go. Almost there. Almost there. Okay. So we have that last nut off, and he's actually in really good shape. He's pretty damn clean. All right. Hang on one second here. Oh. We're just gonna do something real quick. Yeah, that'll keep you going. Okay. So take this light just kind of out of the way for now. So this is the heat shield. These should now be removable. There we go. There's no foam or asbestos or anything in here. It's actually just two pieces of sheet metal that are tack welded together, and that helps, keep heat away. But you can see how fast this stuff corrodes. Now, if you want to keep the heat shield and you still want this to keep looking good, you can clean all this up and you can get high temp paint. You can paint the inside, you can paint the outside, and it looks really good. So if you really want to keep that OEM look, you can do that. It's not going to affect performance terribly. I just need a paper towel. I'm just gonna get stuff off my hands. Okay. So there's our header, and you can tell the difference between the cerakoted header and this. This is basically just raw metal, and he's got 65,000 miles on him, so that is exactly what he should look like. There's nothing bad about any of this. He looks totally normal. So our EGR tube is back here, and it's a compression fitting. So we got to get I believe it's a 22 back there to undo that. And then we'll undo these 9 bolts. There's 5, there's 4 on top, 4 on the bottom, and then 1 center. And they're all 14 millimeter. I think they're 14. It might be 13. I think they're 14s. They can come off in any order. That's fine. Doesn't matter. Going on, there is a torque sequence. So make sure you do that when you put them back on. I have to look up the torque number for them. But there is no torque number for the EGR. You just have to get that tight because it is metal to metal fitting. So I'm going to grab the 22 mil, see if I can get that guy loose. Also, look at that. Rarely do you see that. The yellow dipstick. 22. Man, I don't know if I can even get to this guy. How did I do him before on the other one? Oh, maybe. Holy smokes, he actually moved. Yeah. All right. There's no way to get a wrench in there to get that guy turned even more. So let's see if we can come down here, get him from underneath. No, because we have the steering shaft in the way. So maybe from there. He's on, but I don't have any room to turn him. I don't have any way to get in here to turn him. So it's going to be fun. Oh, we also have the second heat shield that's attached to the engine block. That's got to come out too. But that's all right. That comes off after this guy comes off. So I got to figure out how to get in there to get that. To get that guy off because he's not. Sorry, that sounds terrible. This is a 23 skinny. He might grip enough. Maybe. He's for something totally different. But he might. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Okay. There we go. Now, the nice part about this is once he starts to get loose, he's going to be about the same because he is a compression fitting. So a stubby 22 is what you really want, but I'm cheating with this 23 spanner because it was already loose and I'm not worried about rounding it off. And again, these are the tools that I have here It's not my shop in Ohio, so. I can almost turn this by hand. Now, he's not going to wiggle very much because he's still connected to the intake over there. But he is now, when he's totally loose, he should slide on the tube a little bit like that, and he'll slide out of the way. So cheated with the 23 spanner, but that's fine. It's the tools I got, man. That's what I'm working with. So next one we got to do are the 9 bolts that hold the header onto the block. And the difference between a header and a manifold, header is usually individual tubes. They're welded together to a collector, whereas a manifold is usually cast. And so that's usually the differentiation. It all depends also on who you're talking to. Some of the older guys are called an exhaust manifold. Some of the newer guys will just call everything a header. It doesn't matter what kind of exhaust it is. Everything's a header. So we've got our Jeff wrench, we've got an extension, and we've got a 14 deep. You need it deep because these guys are usually a little bit deeper than, look at that. It doesn't take much to break these free. So there's not a lot of torque in here. Hey, Mark, can you do me a favor and look up the torque spec for the exhaust header nuts? I want to say it's like 35 foot-pounds. Whoa. That's the danger with using extensions. If you come off center, you can round nuts off. So I'm going to turn this light on so that you guys have a little bit better view. It's hopefully not as reflective anymore. That'll be the last one we take it out, like all the way out. Now, what the hell is in the way here? What is in the way? Oh, the EGR tube. Sorry. Well, no, he needs to go down so that I can get to this nut. Ouch! Damn thing pinched me. He's not going to stay down unless I help him. So I'm going to help him stay down. Okay. Now this one back here is also connected to, it's a support bracket for water pump stuff. So we want to make sure this guy, we can wiggle stuff, the heater core line. We'll have to wiggle that out of the way in order to get the header out.
29 to 34.
34. Cool. Thank you. 29 to 34. You got to remember when stuff gets hot, it'll torque itself. So I would say 32, 33 is going to be fine.
Well, it says start at 15 and go to your final.
Yeah.
Do it 2 sweeps.
Yeah, there's no particular sequence. Doesn't say top or bottom or circular or anything.
Multi here, crisscross.
Okay, so cross bolt.
Yep.
Cross bolt 15, cross bolt finish.
Yep.
Got it. I didn't think there was a sequence with the headers, but so there's one of our nuts, and he's actually in really good shape. We're gonna reuse that guy. Just keep all of our stuff together here. And this is our last one in the back. And how do we get to this guy before? I think we had it, we being me. I had this guy all the way out. And that way I could move the heater hose all the way out. So yeah, I'll do this kind of by hand, and then I'm holding the flange of the nut on the backside so it doesn't fall down and go into oblivion. So I just keep my finger right there to make sure he doesn't fall down and go somewhere. Yeah, these guys are actually absolutely perfect shape. So now we can pull, you can see this heater hose line is now flexible, or maneuverable, we should say. Why can't I get this down there? All right, no extension. What a pain. Okay. Okay. We're on. Break them loose. Of course, I can't get a finger in there to hold that. All right. Oh, crap. All right. Stay right there. I'm going to do this super risky. Nope, I'm not. Yeah, he still had a few threads on him. Okay. If you do lose a bolt down here, it's fine. Just get a magnetic pickup tool, and see if you can locate him with a flashlight. Ow, that EGR is so tight. So there's another one of the bolts out, and The one thing you want to be careful though is the engine mount down there. Stuff can get sucked inside of it. So those are our two lowers. Damn. Hopefully you guys can still hear me with the fan going, because I'm going to put the fan on high. I'm sweating up a storm here. It's 88 degrees in here. So, yeah, I'm sweating through this shirt, everything. So I'm going to turn the fan up just because it feels good. Hopefully you guys can still hear me okay. That's weird. Mark, see that oil coming out of that's coming out of the vacuum line from that might be why his cruise control wasn't working. That should be air. That's vacuum. Shouldn't be oil. So that's kind of odd. So 1, 2, 3. Thought we had that guy loose already. The other good part about doing this is you're cleaning off the threads as you're pulling this stuff out, because those threads haven't been touched in 31 years. There we go. There's another one out. Set him down. Like I said, we're going to save that one for last. Now, a cheap, easy way to modify the header to make it look a lot more custom is to, when you have it apart, take the grinding wheel and cut off these 3 tabs, because you're not going to use the heat shield again. Cut off these tabs, cut off this, the tab down there by the collector, and that way it looks like a custom made header. And then you can go get it cerakoted, powder coated, whatever, and it looks super cool. It's nice clean lines. On mine, I think I still have all those. I just cerakoted over them, and for these I just put 3 screws in there. I wasn't sure if I would use anything, down the road, a mount point for something, so kind of left it, and it looks fine with the 3 screws in there. Now there will also be a gasket behind here, and the gasket can be reused if it's not jacked up. So the gasket that was on the cerakoted ones is going to go on here because it has a lot less miles. That one only has 10,000 miles on it. This one has 65,000 miles on it. So we're going to use the header gasket from the black car. That's not racist. That's just what color it is. Let's see who else is here. Nope, that's it for now. Okay. And everything else is below. So grab our extension. Get this guy. Okay. 2 more. Almost there. It's supposed to be even hotter tomorrow. Right? Okay. I will take it. I will take it all day because I'm not shoveling snow. Can you guys see this? You can sort of see where I'm at, I guess. When I move out of the way, be able to get a better view. And when it comes off, I'll put the light right there so you can see where all the studs are. It's also very helpful to have this bar right in your face. I think Mazda planned that. Okay. So we have 8 out of the 9. This will be our last one. Now, this guy will probably not fall, but just keep a hand here ready just in case he does start to go somewhere. And you can hear he's got some tension on him. That's that squeak in those threads. There we go. Just take your time and don't cross thread anything, and sort of be patient with stuff. Whoa, come back here. And that's number 9. So that guy's going to stay in place. That's a good thing. And I'm going to clean the greasy shit off my hands. We'll lift this thing out of here. Wow. I don't think that fan is doing anything. Maybe Mark's feeling it. I'm not. Yeah. So this guy now is movable. And he's going to be difficult to move because of this tube, which has to come out of the way, and the EGR, which is being a huge pain in the ass. What else do we have here? We don't have anything else. We don't have anything else in the way. So what's the problem here? Is that exhaust that tight? He's still stuck down here somewhere. No? He's all clear. I think that cat back is just on there really, really, really tight. Okay. Well, that kind of sucks because I need to get this off so I can get it up, but I can't get it up. That sounds terrible. I can't raise it because, oh, there's a gigantic clamp down there. What the hell? That's why he won't raise up. Oh, you guys, this is crazy. There's a big clamp that goes around the exhaust tube that actually goes to the block. And it's further down. It's just before the cat, or just after the cat. And he's a huge clamp. I'll see. Let me clean my hands off. I'll show you guys. Dude, there's no way I can get to this thing. Oh, oh sorry. All right, hang on. I gotta close the door here because we have company. So I have to be kind of polite. I'm gonna grab the camera and I'll show you guys. I haven't seen this before, so this is totally new for me. And I thought by pulling those bolts, it would be, you know, flexible enough to take the header out. But I can't move the downpipe of the cat far enough to flex the header out of there because it's actually bolted to the block. Holy crap. I haven't seen this before. This is new. I'm not any kind of Miata expert, but I'm getting there. So let me grab a pointy stick. I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. So this is something new for me. All right. So down here, yeah, okay. So hold the camera right there. See this guy right here that I'm touching? That goes, he's mounted to the block up here, actually up to the, maybe the bell housing. So he's mounted right up to this. So that's why this section, I need this section right here to flex so that I can get this out and flex the header out. But this guy, he is a huge clamp with a bracket that bolts over to the trans. I haven't seen that before, so that is going to be for another project. Anyway, so all right, I know how to do this. We can still complete the session, just do it a little bit differently and on a different car because I didn't know that existed. I didn't know that was, maybe that's just a 95 thing. So let me move some stuff and I'll show you guys on this car. There's stuff going to paint. Okay. It's kind of nice when you have two cars, right? So that just made for a lot more work. But that's okay. So we can still show you how to do this. So we'll come over to this engine. And come on. So here you can see where everything gets mounted. So I'm going to put this over here and get kind of a nicer light. This is our header gasket. So we're going to take this guy off because I didn't take him off earlier. And he's metal and he's a bunch of layers. He's like 8 or 9 very thin layers of metal. So this guy's in really good shape. He's I believe he's a Felpro. So we're going to reuse him. And so clean him off a little bit. Yeah. Okay. I'll get some brake clean on him. So I'll show you guys how the header normally goes in. So I have my header. You can one-hand it. These guys are not super duper heavy. And here you can see your heater cord line. This is the bracket for it. Now this is going to go on after you put the header in. So the header lines up with these studs, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 studs, and they line up with these holes. So normally you'll have your header gasket on, and then you have your 3 collector studs down here. They line up right down there. You guys can see where the collector is. So you sort of need to manage the 2 to make sure that, see, I'm a dumbass working stuff in the dark here. Okay. So what do I got here? Somehow I managed to put lights exactly where my hands will block them. So there's 1, there's 2 bolts down there. And once you get him set, now you see how much I can flex this guy, bring him up and down and all that. That's what I want, so that I can bring him up, get him into those 2 over there, make sure this guy's out of the way, and then line him up with that, pull this guy back, and lift him up onto that stud. He's back in place. Now we can put all of our bolts back in. We can also hook up our EGR, which is right down here. Ignore this. Plug over here. And we can also put our collector bolts back on down there. So, sorry, that was blinding you, I know. Christ. So, that's how we do a header. It's actually very simple. Because I don't have because I have that clamp on that other one, I can't flex like I can on this. So I have to undo that clamp, which means jacking up the car, getting underneath the car, loosening that bolt off of the bell housing or engine mount or whatever, flexing this into place, then going back down there and tightening it once everything's installed. So we're not going to do that tonight. We'll do that. I'll do that tomorrow morning or super late tonight. I'll get underneath the car and do that. But that's how you do that. And then from underneath the car, the collector bolt nuts are very difficult to access. You need a bunch of extensions, probably 1.5 feet, 2 feet of extensions, and a wobble socket is, or a universal joint socket is actually a really good idea too. That helps you get access to it. You got to go through past frame rails, around exhaust, stuff like that. They're a little bit more difficult to get to. These guys are obviously pretty easy to get to. And that's what it'll look like when it's on a car. It actually looks like a really nice header. Now, if I wanted to, like I said, I could cut this tab, this tab, this tab, this one, cut these tabs off, and it would look even cooler. But there's more work than I wanted to do, and this works just fine. Plus, I have extra mounting points if I ever want to use it for anything. So that's where we're at. I cannot believe that. Damn it, that just makes for so much more work. All right, I'm going to pull this guy off. That also sounds terrible. I'm going to remove the header. Whoops. Okay. There we go. So, header comes out like that. I'm going to sneak. I'm actually just going to take you guys with me over here because we're pretty much done. So, hang on a sec. I'm going to set my header back down here with the rest of my stuff. Damn it. I really wanted to get this done. But there's always something that pops up in the way, right? It's always something. Always something. Damn it. Plus, I'm sweating like crazy. And I got to figure out what the hell that is. Why is there oil coming out of this? Why is there oil coming out of this line at all. So that means oil was coming out of this vacuum port, but this is remotely clean. So that could have been part of our cruise control problem. Let me get you guys up in vertical here. There we go. Okay. Now you guys can also see how sweaty I am. So that's where we're at. Like I said, I got to take that exhaust, I don't know, exhaust pipe mounting bracket off so that I can flex the header back in order to get it up and off the studs. But you saw on the black car exactly how it's supposed to go. So that's normally how easy it is. I didn't know that that mounting bracket was in there. You can't see it from underneath the car. Never seen that before. I never saw it on my Miata. So now we know. Now it's a lesson learned. I'll get underneath the car. I'll figure out how to loosen it, and I'll put the cerakoted header on, and we'll be done with exhaust system on this car. We don't need to touch anything else. It has the Racing Beat dual exhaust, OEM resonator muffler, Racing Beat muffler, Racing Beat resonator, OEM cats, and OEM exhaust that's been cerakoted. So this car's exhaust, the whole hot side will be all done, and that's a good thing. I do want to look into this and find out why I have oil coming out of here, because that's not thrilling me. But I'm kind of half worried about it because the intake manifold from the black car is going to go on this car, and I know it doesn't have any oil in it. So that makes me feel a little bit better. Getting there. Thanks you guys for hanging out. I know it's Friday night. You got 100 things to do. And I appreciate you guys hanging out and watching with me and seeing the stuff that I'm doing, transferring all the stuff from the black car to the purple car. So if you guys have any questions, comments, whatever, please put them down below. Let me know. I'm happy to answer them. If there's something specific you want to see, definitely shoot me a message. Let me know. And to the new subscribers, thank you guys very much. I appreciate you hanging out. And you know, it's always nice to see those numbers go up. I don't get paid anything to do this, so you know, seeing comments from you guys and watching the subscriber count go up is my payback. I'm glad you're enjoying it. That makes me feel good. If yeah, if you got any questions, let me know. I'll definitely be back later this weekend. Tomorrow night we're gonna have some special guests in here. We probably won't be doing Miata stuff, but we're gonna have special guests in here, and we're gonna be doing Viper stuff. So I invite you to come hang out with us tomorrow night. We'll do an earlier one, probably 9-ish, and it's going to be a shop talk, just a BS about Viper stuff and all the stuff that Angel and Haley and myself have done over the years. So we'll have a good time with that. And you guys are welcome. Please get your questions ready. Send them over. Definitely happy to get all those answered. So we'll have some fun tomorrow night, and we'll just relax in the shop and not sweat like crazy like I currently am. So yeah, that's it for tonight. Thank you guys very much. And don't forget to show someone that you love them. Give them a kiss on the cheek. Give them a kiss on the tip of their nose. Hold their hand. Give it a squeeze. It's really important for them, but it's far more important for you. All right. Thanks, everyone. We will catch you. We'll catch you tomorrow evening. All right. Have a good night. Exhaust mount bracket.